It was an ordinary evening in the old streets of Madrid. I was walking, no particular direction, no particular plan. And then I heard her, a girl, standing in the street, singing classical music. Her voice rising through the old stone buildings, filling the narrow streets, bouncing off walls that have stood for centuries. People slowed down, some stopped completely. Nobody spoke, nobody needed to. In that moment, Madrid was not a capital city. It was not a tourist destination. It was not history or architecture or museums. It was just that voice and the silence it created around itself. That is Madrid. It takes an ordinary evening and turns it into something you carry for the rest of your life. Madrid is the heart of Spain, not just geographically, though it sits almost exactly at the center of the country, but emotionally, culturally, historically. Everything that Spain is flows through this city, and you feel that from the very first hour. The Royal Palace of Madrid is where that feeling begins. One of the largest royal palaces in Europe, its grand facade and endless rooms tell the story of a kingdom that once shaped the entire world. Standing in front of it, looking up at its scale and seriousness, you understand that Madrid was built by people who believed they were building something eternal. They were not wrong. From the Royal Palace, I walked to Plaza Mayor. This vast historic square, surrounded by uniform red buildings with hundreds of balconies, has been the center of Madrid's public life for over 400 years. Markets, celebrations, ceremonies, ordinary days and extraordinary ones. Everything has happened here. Today people sit at outdoor cafes. Tourists cross it in every direction. Artists set up their work along the edges. But the square does not care about any of that. It has seen too much history to be impressed by the present. It simply stands, solid, beautiful, completely sure of itself. Then Puerta del Sol, the very heart of the heart, the point from which all distances in Spain are measured. Standing there in the middle of the city's energy, surrounded by movement and noise and life, you feel the pulse of an entire nation passing through one square. Madrid is alive in a way that is difficult to describe. It moves differently from other cities. It has a confidence that does not need to announce itself, a pride that does not need to perform. The streets are elegant, old charm everywhere. Buildings that were built to last and have lasted. Churches that have been standing for 500 years and are still completely part of daily life. Gardens that offer silence in the middle of all the noise. And the museums. Madrid has some of the greatest art museums in the world. The Prado alone could take days. Walking through its rooms, looking at works that shaped the history of human creativity, you realize that Madrid has been a center of culture for as long as culture has mattered. But Madrid is not only grand and serious, it is also warm, deeply, genuinely warm. The food alone tells you that. Tapas in a warm cafe, churros with thick hot chocolate on a cool morning. Traditional Spanish flavors that have been perfected over generations. The culture of sitting together, eating slowly, talking for hours. Madrid does not rush its meals. It understands that eating together is not just about food, it is about being human together. The culture of Madrid is colorful, proud, and full of energy. Flamenco in small venues, classical music in grand halls, street performers turning ordinary corners into stages. Art everywhere you look. A city that has always believed that beauty is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And that girl singing classical music in the old street at evening, I think about her often. Not because the voice was perfect, though it was, but because of what it represented. A city where a young woman can stand in an old street and sing classical music to strangers passing by. And those strangers stop and listen, and for a few minutes forget everything else. That is a city that still believes in beauty, still makes room for it, still stops for it. Madrid is royal and alive at the same time, grand and warm at the same time, ancient and completely present at the same time. It is a city you visit with your eyes and leave with your heart. If you have not been, go. Not for the palace, not for the museums, not for the tapas, though all of those are worth it. Go because one evening in the old streets of Madrid, something will happen that you did not plan for. Something small and quiet and completely unforgettable. And you will understand exactly what I mean. You are watching Musafir, where every city has a story, and I bring that story to you. If Madrid moved you, share this with someone who loves to travel, or someone who only dreams of it. Subscribe to Musafir. The journey continues.